In this video, I'll show you what happens if you go directly to Vault 114 to rescue Nick Valentine at level 1. This includes some unique dialogue, as well as a unique way to break the main quest line if you're not careful. Keep watching to see it all.
What? The great Clockwork Dick is stumped?
It's Synth Detective, jackass.
What's up, everyone? Big Dan here. I have a bunch of different Fallout and RPG videos on my channel, so if you're interested in seeing more, hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Recently, I showed you what happens if you go directly to Fort HAGEN to find Kellogg at the beginning of Fallout 4. Today, let's see what happens if we step out of Vault 111 and head directly to Park Street Station to rescue our favorite synth, Nick Valentine. Doing this will allow us to bypass several early game quests and speed up the main quest line, which can be very helpful on repeat playthroughs, especially if you want to ignore the Minutemen and settlement building.
I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. That can only help our cause.
Leaving the vault, I decided to skip out on Sanctuary Hills and headed directly south instead. I eventually made my way through Cambridge and crossed the Charles River to reach Boston. I mostly tried sneaking and avoiding combat, but was attacked by a few different packs of wild mongrels along the way. After about 20 minutes, I finally reached the Boston Common and earned enough XP to level up. So I guess we won't be level 1 when we meet Nick after all. Oh well. Dealing with the enemies inside Park Street Station was actually pretty difficult for my level 2 character, mostly due to the sheer number of enemies. I attempted to sneak past the triggermen on the train platforms, but I wasn't able to get through here undetected. After making my SMG and 10mm pistol work overtime, I finally reached the vault mini-boss Dino, who wasn't too difficult since he's by himself. Once I took him out, I finally rescued Nick.
Gotta love the irony of the reverse damsel in distress scenario. Question is, why did our heroine risk life and limb for an old private eye?
The rest of the quest proceeds as normally, including a boss fight with Skinny Malone. Yeah, I only had 1 point in charisma, so I definitely failed the speech check.
This is all just a misunderstanding, Skinny. You know that. You let us walk and we won't come back.
Like hell you won't! Don't you get it? All the other crews in the area will see this as weakness. Then they'll come for me!
Yeah, and I totally didn't turn on God mode to cheese my way through this fight. I would never do that. Once you leave the vault, you will get some unique dialogue with Nick. Usually, when he asks how you found him, you can tell him that his secretary Ellie told us where to look.
How did you know where to find me anyway? Not many people knew where I went.
Your secretary, Ellie, she sent me.
She did? I should give her a raise.
But since we never went to Diamond City to meet Ellie, we can tell him that it was luck instead.
How did you know where to find me anyway? Not many people knew where I went.
Honestly, I was just there at the right time. Seemed like you needed help.
I appreciate it. But a good Samaritan in these parts is liable to end up on the wrong side of a loaded gun. I should know.
Rescuing Nick in this fashion also allows you to completely bypass the Diamond City Gate opening scene with Piper. She will still be there arguing with Mayor McDonough, but you can just run right by them since the gate is already open. After telling Nick about our missing son, we will go to search Kellogg's house, where we get some more unique dialogue. Since we didn't go to Red Rocket Truck Stop earlier, we didn't encounter Dogmeat. So Nick will tell us about a special friend that he thinks can help us track Kellogg.
Joking aside, I got an idea. I need to call someone in. A specialist.
Who's this friend of yours, Nick?
Worked with him a few times, but he only likes certain people. Got a feeling you'll get on, though. You'll meet soon enough. Gonna send out the signal. It's a special frequency, so you won't hear it. But he will. Okay, I called him. Let's wait outside.
Hey, Valentine.
Dog meat's here. Ready to get to work?
Dog meat, huh?
Hell of an animal. Doesn't really have an owner, but he's always ready to help out when he's needed. Go ahead. Let him sniff that cigar. See if he can find our man.
Now here's where I accidentally broke the main quest line. Since I was still only at level 4 or 5 at this point, I didn't really want to go to Fort Hagen because you typically encounter some tanky enemies along the way. I wanted to level up a bit before tackling the main quest. So I decided to double back to Sanctuary Hills, and by extension ended up going to Red Rocket Truck Stop on my way to Concord. Here's the problem. Since you're supposed to encounter Dogmeat here when you arrive the first time, the game decided to move him from Diamond City back to Red Rocket. And since I had already triggered the part of the quest where he goes to Diamond City, I couldn't get him to move back there. When I showed him the cigar, he just wouldn't move.
Dogmeat. Get the scent, boy.
I also couldn't seem to recruit him as a companion since the dialogue initiation prompt was replaced with the show cigar prompt for the quest. At this point, Dogmeat was completely bugged out. So I decided to just go to Fort Hagen directly myself. I mean, I already know where to find Kellogg. I managed to get inside the building and clear out all the synths, but the elevator that you're supposed to take to get to the command center was completely blocked off. I tried everything I could think of, console commands, anything, but nothing was working. I eventually just threw in the towel, reloaded an earlier save, and followed Dogmeat from Diamond City to Fort Hagen. It was a major pain in the ass. Your mileage may vary. Perhaps I just got unlucky with Dogmeat's AI, but if you plan to try this yourself, I recommend at least popping by Red Rocket Truck Stop before going to Vault 114 to prevent Dogmeat from breaking the main quest. So there you have it. What happens if you rescue Nick Valentine immediately after leaving Vault 111? If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Fallout and RPG videos. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.
We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Nick and I are gonna share a mind? Yeah, I'm not gonna see him in any compromising positions, am I?
Yeah, if a smart mouth was all it took to solve problems, we would have found your son by now.
No.